All right, you guys, we are taking a break from the Lambo, but we will be working on that some more. Today, we're gonna be working on my buddy's Ford Mustang. Let's get into it. All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joe, and we are working on my buddy's Ford Mustang. We're gonna do a bunch of upgrades. I'm excited to show you guys what we're doing. Let's get into it. All right, this is my buddy's Ford Mustang. It's a 1994 GT with the 5.0 in it. And a little background on this thing, he got it from his uncle. It has 35,000 original miles. Everything on it's original. So we're just gonna do some updates, some maintenance. But I mean, look how clean this thing is. I mean, it is just ridiculous how clean it is in here. Like, it literally still smells like a new car in here. It blows my mind. Like, look at that. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Still has the original window sticker. His uncle bought it brand new from the dealer. I mean, this is just a beautiful car. All right, so what we're doing is we're gonna do a cold air intake, a bigger throttle body. We got Ford Performance wires, factory spark plugs. We're gonna convert LED headlights and fog lights. We have SR Performance, front struts and rear shocks. And then we have racing rotors and pads. And then on top of that, like I said, we're gonna throw in a catback exhaust system, and it's gonna sound great. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna start with is everything that's underneath the hood. So we're gonna do our plugs, we're gonna do our wires, we're gonna do our cold air intake, and we're gonna do our throttle body to start. So, oh yeah, look at that. Ford Racing red wires, dude. Man, those are beautiful. That's gonna look great wired in here. I don't know if you guys can read this, but it literally says 1994 on these wires, and they still look brand new. I mean, that's just wild. So basically, I'm just taking a mental note here, which cylinders are numbered to which wire. So this looks like it's 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side, and then I'm guessing 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. So pretty self-explanatory and easy there. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop these off, get those spark plugs out of there, and then we're gonna run our new wires. Alrighty guys, so we just pulled out our first spark plug. And if you look here, the diode actually looks really good still. I like to see that. However, she is pretty rusty just from old age. So it's a good thing we're going ahead and replacing these. So we're gonna keep going with that. Swap all those in, get those red wires on, and we'll be in good shape. All right, so we got all 4 spark plugs out on that side. As you can see, they're pretty rusty, but the diodes look good. No sign of burning oil or running lean or anything like that, so looks good. We got all of our new spark plug wires ran on this side, all new spark plugs. Now we're gonna do the other side. And while we're at it, we gotta take the air box out anyway to do the cold air, and we're gonna pull the throttle body out as well. So I got this already loose. I'm gonna rip that guy off. Pull out the air filter, and looks like it was replaced in 2017. Pretty clean, not too bad. All right, we got the air box out of the way. Now we're just pulling the throttle body out. And we'll get that new one put in there. All right, so we got all new spark plugs. We got the spark plug wires ran in there. Looks really good. We got the oversized throttle body, all the sensors swapped over. Got all the cables hooked up, and now we're just setting up the cold air intake. So basically, here's what we got so far. And then it goes inside the hole right there into the fender. And then this all hard mounts to the frame right there. All right, so we're halfway with getting the cold air intake in, and I just decided, hey, let's do this headlight while I have some room. And basically, you pull this little plastic rivet out, and this has a foldable spot right there. You just fold it up out of your way, and then you can get right to the headlight bulb. So that actually worked out pretty great. All right, and here's our new guy, and there's the old one. So we're going full LED with this guy. So I mean, we're gonna get a lot more lumens out of that little halogen bulb there, so yeah. Okay, it's kind of hard to tell on video, but the passenger side headlight is so much brighter than the driver's side. Oh my word. Let's get the rest of these lights put in. All right, you guys, we got everything finished up in our engine bay. We got our Ford OEM spark plugs installed, our Ford Racing red spark plug wires. They look sweet. We got our oversized throttle body installed. Everything lined up perfect there. We got our cold air intake installed. And it's a true cold air intake because the cone is actually inside the fender. It's not one of those hot air intakes that just sits inside the engine bay. So all in all, this thing is gonna be sweet when it's done. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna make a before and after of the new exhaust system. So we went with a full Flowmaster catback system. And as you can see, there's the old system right there. And there's the old muffler, so. The most important rule about using a Sawzall to cut out exhaust is make sure you got your safety squints on. So you can be safe. All right, so we got our exhaust all mocked up. So it's super important when you're doing exhaust, before you weld it all together, you want to make sure that there's no metal hitting anywhere. So I follow the pipe, make sure we're not hitting anywhere. We're not hitting on the frame right there. Come over here, we're not hitting on this little axle brace right there. And when you lift that up, or when the car sets down, this lifts up. So you have a lot more room there. Come over here. Make sure this is perfectly straight. We're perfectly flush with the ground. We're all level. Okay, we're good to weld. All right, you guys, look how perfect those exhaust tips are even on both sides. That's what we like to see. And then another thing I like to do is I like to measure with my finger so we can see right about there, even with the bumper, about 3/4 with my finger. Come check out on this side. Right about 3/4 right there, even with my finger and the bumper and the tip. So we know we have perfect spacing in and out, and we have perfect spacing up and down. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here again, make sure our pipe isn't hitting anywhere, any metal, otherwise you'll hear it while the car's running. So we know we're perfectly spaced out. So even right here, see we have room here, we have room here, that axle bracket, we got plenty of room there. And again, when the suspension gets pushed up, those go up, so we won't have to worry about that hitting. That's perfectly flat, just like that other side is. So now we know we're good to weld. All right, you guys, up next, we're moving on to the rear shocks. So we had to pull the trunk liner out because the top bolt is right there on both sides. So that's super annoying, but is what it is. Look how gorgeous these things are. S&R performance, woo! Man, this thing is gonna ride like a dream. So we just had to pull that bolt out, and then there's one big bolt right there on both sides. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll see you soon. All right, we got the new shock mount up in there. Check it out, brand new shock, baby. Woo! I mean, look at this old one. Like this right here, look at this. That was barely doing anything at all. I mean, I should not be able to push that with my hand like that easily. Here's the other shock on that other side. I mean, like, look at that. Like, that one's not even retracting. Like, these shocks basically were doing nothing at all. All right, as fun as it was laying inside of the trunk tightening these nuts, well, we got the new rear shocks in, baby. Man, those look way better. And like I said, I couldn't even compress them with my hands. I'm like, look at that one. That one is still compressed, and that was probably 15, 20 minutes ago when I compressed that. Like, these shocks were garbage. They have seen their time. Now we got some fresh ones. Moving on to the brakes. Check it out. We got some drilled and slotted rotors. Some performance, baby. We have the best stopping power. All right, so most people don't know this, but drilled and slotted rotors are actually directional, most of them anyway. And the way you tell is you see this line right here. So you want that facing the back of the vehicle. Okay, so here's a better understanding of what I was trying to explain. So see the slots? The slots are facing the back of the vehicle. So that is the way these are supposed to be installed on this thing. Another helpful tip is I like to put a lug nut on the rotor. That way the rotor's not flopping all over the place when I'm bolting my brakes on. All right, so we just got the front shock out, and all in all, not too bad. It was kind of annoying. Brakes have to come off, which we're doing the brakes anyway, so that worked out. There's two big nuts and bolts right here, 24 millimeters. This bracket bolts to that side. And then up on top, we have three 15 millimeters, and then they come out. So all in all, not too bad. So we're gonna keep going, put on our new shocks in the front, get our new brakes on, and we should be buttoning this thing up pretty soon. All right, you guys, we got the fog lights, we got the headlights, we got the Red Racing Performance plugs, wires, we got the Ford OEM spark plugs installed, we got the throttle body oversized put on, we got the cold air intake, real cold air intake, the filter's actually inside the fender, we got drilled and slotted rotors and pads put in, we got front and rear, we got new shocks, don't know if you can see that, in the front and in the rear, and we got the full Flowmaster catback installed. Man, this thing's gonna be a totally different ride when he's driving it. So, all in all, I like it. It's still the cleanest Mustang that I've seen in a very long time. All right, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.